Hollywood has always been obsessed with appearance, but the spotlight has traditionally focused on female stars and their cosmetic procedures. What many viewers don't realize is that men in Hollywood have been quietly going under the knife for decades, often with the full support and funding of major studios, who considered their leading men's appearances valuable assets worth preserving. While women's transformations are scrutinized in tabloids, male stars have benefited from a curious cultural blind spot that allows their procedures to go largely unnoticed and undiscussed. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on these hidden transformations. You'll never believe number 8 on our list. A rugged masculine icon from Hollywood's golden age who is widely considered the epitome of natural all-American manhood. The truth behind his appearance might just change how you view all your favorite classic films. Before we dive into these surprising transformations, I'd love to know where you're watching from. Drop a comment below and let me know. I read everyone and appreciate connecting with fellow classic film enthusiasts around the world. When we think of plastic surgery in Hollywood, images of female stars typically come to mind. Yet, for nearly a century, male actors have been quietly undergoing cosmetic procedures. From the subtle dental work and hair transplants of the golden age to the more dramatic facial reconstructions we see today. What's particularly fascinating is how these transformations reflect changing ideals of masculinity. In the 1940s and 50s, studios arranged discreet procedures to enhance rather than drastically change their male stars' appearances. By the 1980s, more obvious work became acceptable as action heroes sought to maintain their youthful vigor. Today, social media scrutiny has pushed some male celebrities toward more extreme interventions. Our countdown spans Hollywood history, from iconic golden age legends to contemporary stars. We've consulted with plastic surgeons who've analyzed these transformations, included verified accounts from industry insiders, and in some cases, the actors' own admissions. These aren't speculative assessments. These are documented cases of male Hollywood transformations. Let's count down 20 of the most dramatic male celebrity transformations that prove the pursuit of physical perfection has never been limited to just actresses. 20. Clark Gable. Clark Gable, known as the King of Hollywood, became an MGM icon thanks to his magnetic looks and charm. But his striking appearance was carefully crafted. When Gable arrived in Hollywood in the late 1920s, MGM executives identified 2 key issues: his protruding ears and damaged teeth. To address these, Gable underwent significant cosmetic procedures. In 1932, he had ear-pinning surgery, where sutures were used to pull his ears closer to his head, all without general anesthesia. Gable also had most of his teeth extracted due to childhood dental issues and a severe gum infection. MGM then fitted him with dentures, a drastic change from his previous smile. Gable's transformation set a precedent for male cosmetic work in Hollywood. Studios began subtly addressing flaws without making the changes obvious, and his refined look paired with his talent helped establish him as a box office draw. Notably, these procedures were kept secret as studio contracts prohibited stars from discussing cosmetic surgeries. As plastic surgeon Dr. Anthony Griffin notes, Gable's case became a model for enhancing masculine features while avoiding an artificial appearance, making his transformation a significant moment in both Hollywood and plastic surgery history. 19. Cary Grant. Cary Grant's suave screen persona was a carefully crafted image shaped partly by subtle cosmetic work. His transformation from Archibald Leach to Cary Grant in the early 1930s began with dental procedures to perfect his smile with Paramount records showing significant dental work in 1932 to replace and reshape his teeth. In the 1950s, despite being in his 50s, Grant continued playing romantic leads opposite younger actresses. Around 1957, he underwent an upper eyelid lift blareplasty to address hooded eyes that made him appear tired. Director Alfred Hitchcock, who worked with Grant, hinted at these changes, noting that Grant's appearance had been refreshed between their films. However, Hitchcock avoided discussing specifics, adhering to the industry's code of silence about male stars' cosmetic work. Grant's procedures were subtle, allowing him to maintain his natural expressions and movements. His ageless look led the public to believe it was due to good genes and healthy living. Grant's friend, Katharine Hepburn, hinted at his cosmetic care, likening it to maintaining a fine automobile. Dr. Jessica Wu notes that Grant's approach, aiming to look the best version of himself at any age, set the standard for discreet male cosmetic enhancements, which continues to influence male stars today. 18. Dean Martin. Dean Martin, the king of cool, was known for his effortless charm and smooth vocals, but his signature appearance was partly the result of cosmetic work. Born Dino Crochet, Martin initially had a more prominent nose, which he suddenly reshaped around 1953 as his career with Jerry Lewis took off. The rhinoplasty refined his profile without altering its character, enhancing how he appeared on screen. Martin never publicly acknowledged the procedure, but his makeup artist confirmed it in 1996, noting the work was smart and natural. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, as Martin entered his 50s, he underwent more procedures, including a lower facelift to tighten his jawline and neck and work around his eyes to address heaviness on camera. These changes coincided with his image of carefree indifference, reflecting the complex relationship male stars had with their image, balancing natural masculinity with Hollywood's beauty standards. Fellow Rat Pack member Sammy Davis Jr. jokingly referenced Martin's cosmetic changes, revealing an open secret among insiders. Unlike some stars, Martin's procedures remained subtle. But close inspection in the 1970s showed some limitations in the techniques of the time, especially around his eyes. Dr. Paul Nassif notes that Martin's work marked a transition in male cosmetic surgery. 17. Kirk Douglas. Kirk Douglas, known for his powerful presence in films like Spartacus and Paths of Glory, managed his aging process through several cosmetic procedures over his long career. Unlike many of his peers, Douglas began his plastic surgery journey around 1975 at nearly 60, with a facelift that subtly tightened his jawline and neck while preserving his expressive face. What set Douglas apart was his openness about his procedures. In a 1988 interview, he admitted to having cosmetic work done, saying, "Everyone does it. I'm just more honest about it than most." Over the years, Douglas underwent multiple facelifts, brow lifts, and eyelid surgeries, particularly between 1980 and 2000. These procedures gradually gave him a tight, windswept appearance, especially noticeable in his later years. His son, Michael Douglas, hinted at his father's surgeries, explaining that Kirk was always keen to use available tools to maintain his career and appearance. As facial surgery techniques evolved, so did Douglas's procedures. Reflecting changes in surgical practices, Dr. Stephen Teitelbaum noted that while Douglas's early work was effective, later surgeries became more apparent, showcasing both the benefits and limitations of extended cosmetic work. Douglas's openness helped normalize male cosmetic enhancements. 16. Burt Lancaster. Burt Lancaster, known for his athletic physique and captivating presence, maintained his appearance through cosmetic procedures that complemented his physicality. His first significant procedure, an autotolisty ear pinning in 1947, addressed slightly protruding ears that studio executives believed detracted from his profile. As his career grew, Lancaster also had dental work in the early 1950s, receiving porcelain veneers to fix discolored small teeth, giving him the dazzling smile that became his trademark. Lancaster's approach to cosmetic enhancement was influenced by his acrobatic background, viewing his body as an instrument to be maintained, much like his rigorous physical training. In 1967, he underwent an early endoscopic brow lift to address drooping eyebrows and forehead creases, helping him retain his intense on-screen presence. As he aged, Lancaster adopted more advanced techniques, including the thread lift in the mid-1970s, which minimized downtime compared to traditional surgery. Unlike others who criticize Hollywood's appearance pressures, Lancaster embraced the industry's demands, stating in a 1980 interview, "This business is about illusion." Plastic surgeon Dr. Alan Matarazzo highlights Lancaster's procedures as exemplary for their subtlety, maintaining his natural look while evolving with advancements in cosmetic surgery, setting the gold standard for male stars. 15. Robert Mitchum. Robert Mitchum, known for his tough, world-weary film noir persona, took a calculated approach to his appearance despite his rugged, unpolished image. When Mitchum first arrived in Hollywood in the 1940s, his rough features, particularly his nose, were considered a challenge for leading man status. After initial resistance, he underwent a subtle rhinoplasty in 1947, refining his nose without losing its distinctive character, his physician. Mitchum's cosmetic approach was unique in that it preserved the imperfections that made him stand out. His heavy-lidded eyes, initially considered a liability, became his trademark. And when suggested an eyelid lift in the 1950s, he famously rejected the idea. As he aged, Mitchum focused on maintaining his strong jawline rather than opting for a traditional facelift. Between 1968 and 1975, he underwent Mino,